Ask for it, then you have it. This September, Midnight Talk with Major Boy, 30-minute interview with your favorite social media influencers and content creators levels up. Mark your calendars. On September 20, David Wilde X.
Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Catch me on Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy on his YouTube channel on September 20 at 10 p.m. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but since it's at midnight, maybe dirty things. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I guess you gotta tune in to find out. See you.
Midnight Talk with Major Boy, only on YouTube. See you there. Ask for it, then you have it. This September, Midnight Talk with Major Boy, 30-minute interview with your favorite social media influencers and content creators levels up. Mark your calendars. On September 20, David Wilde X.
Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Catch me on Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy on his YouTube channel on September 20 at 10 p.m. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but since it's at midnight, maybe dirty things. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I guess you gotta tune in to find out. See you.
Midnight Talk with Major Boy, only on YouTube. See you there.
Are you excited?
A little.
I'm excited.
No.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I have no idea.
Hey guys, it's me, Dorong Dave.
And it's me, David Wilde, and this is
David! Each week we give each other dares. So for this week, ako ang magbuot sa dare.
Because last week, I made people throw snowballs at David's Snow World.
So for this week's dare, ang dare ni Modika ay mamaligya kag tubig dira sa highway.
You mean?
Yeah.
What?
Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, like you have
Are
to
you
offer.
serious?
You have to hard sell water, D.
Do I have a quota?
Yes, you have to sell at least 20 bottles.
20 bottles.
So as usual, you have to look the part. Nag-andam ko o wardrobe for you. Actually, Sarah nag-andam. Gonna go to the car kaya para ato ka mag-ilis.
Why this hat?
Ate Rowena, tudluin siya kung unsay mga prinsipyo sa pagbaligyag tubig diri.
Kung maninda ka ni kag tubig, maghawat ka og stop signal, next stop, manori ka di sa tunga. Yung mga jeep, imong ka na ng tubig, ang pasahero, tag 15 ang isa.
Okay. Sige.
Ako dira sa lugar ka stop, manghagad ka na mga bit. Tagaan ka pa no kini.
Pilay? Paano ko, dayon, mugulit ko diri.
What I want to do is, di ko ganang limit ka sa imong sell for jeepneys. You can sell to taxis, private cars, grabs, everything.
Okay.
As long as you finish all of the
All
bottles.
20 bottles?
Yes.
Okay.
Tubig!
Hi. Tubig! 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 No one's buying. Oh, I feel kind of bad. Oh, dali ra sa mahalin. Hello? Hello? Ako ko'y halin.
Okay, how do you feel nga? Wala dyan kay Halin.
Bad? I didn't think it would be this difficult.
Tanaw ni mo sa tora sa mahuman.
6? Ay, ganano yung palit ng tubig? Kwarta. Okay, kwarta. Okay, kwarta. Wala ka. Wala saan. Luway ko din yun. Ha? Ayaw, okay, kinansya.
Init na kayo. Napakalalim pala itong tubig ni Woody.
Thank you. Yay! My first sale.
Di mo na ibugnaw!
I think there's too much competition around, so we're gonna have to change strategy. Okay. Get it up, our subscribers. Yay! 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 I made a real sale! International school. Thank you. Salamat.
Did you figure out a strategy?
Yes.
How?
Private cars find me cute. I'm gonna sell to them. Yay! Salamat. Salamat. Walang iwag.
Good strategy. What? Not good strategy. So like you have to tell the people nga mo Winom ka ni gwapo ka.
Okay.
Winom ka ni kay kanang manindot imong tingog.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
If you buy my water, I'll put you on my show. Palit pag tubig, ate. Kung mapalit ka sa tubig na ko, mas magwapa pa doon ka. Kaya gwapa naman kay kadaan. Sige na, tiging zero siya. Isa lang, tiging zero siya. Kaya nga. Kung mapalit ka sa tubig na ko, mas magwapa pa doon ka. Lagi lang? Pag 10? Sige, para ni mo kay gwapa man kay kate. Sige.
Kailangan ka mo tilya mo na halin.
I don't know. Oh! 9!
Sige. Mag-Starbucks kami ah.
Okay, mas kamay? Thank you. Thank you. Salamat! Salamat! Yay! Kimsi! Salamat! Ay, pwede pag-edit mo kung mas bugnaw? 7 na lang. Yay! Spicy. Oh, hell no. Tag-kimsi siya. Tag-kimsi lang. Yay! It's my last one! Yay!
How do you feel nga natiwas na mo yung 120 kabok bottles?
I feel fulfilled because this job is not easy at all. Hi,
Okay,
Kuya.
so-
Mahalin, yes! Yes!
So here's so here's the surprise.
What is that happening?
Ano man yung na-learn na ng experience?
Nga, dililalim yung trabaho dyan te. Listen dyan siya. So, dako kay course dito para ninyo. Oh, hi! Asa man mo kanina? Ako ni palit yung tubig ko. Thank you. Salamat.
Thank you, ate. Thank you, ate. So that's it for this episode. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Dave Crente and follow my Facebook page, Dodong Dave, and my YouTube channel, Dodong Dave.
Don't forget to follow me at David Wilde X on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all the social media platforms. We did a good job today.
David sold 20 bottles of water.
Thank you. Salamat. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, so for this week, shout out is to Jonah Lim. Happy birthday again. I hope you had a good one today. So if you're not going to feature sa next week's shout out, share this video and hashtag David to be good para ma-feature.
Ni ayos mo rin malsada ilab-ilab kuno ta mga toys keks ibay-ibay paminaw mo rin na David Wilde XZ Jacob Queen City Bye! Lakadihambay sa tsunin mo di ba ingon ko ay sitino ang sa bayon lakadiha na naka sa kwarto siya ikaligig swatiha gipiskot samba din ha gusto man sagka ganiya pagkasigig pabiga doon sa pot kung pare taga Manila ganandot siya mutilaw ug Bisaya unsa man bay tara na bay hutog na ka bay hukas lang ka bay sige na lang bay sus makasuway tas hindi ay makaingon ka babay bay bay unsa man bay tara na bay hutog na ka bay hukas lang ka bay sige na lang bay sus makasuway tas hindi ay makaingon ka babay bay bay Sa mga ati kaso sa mawan ming porbida, ikaw na yun nga nung mupatol man kag masahista, plete og load sapatos ge palitan, nga na ba yun tay chikat forba, oy mga maya akto bash o gusto mo no akog uyo baknot, bebeton sige lang jud kag kembot, pusing lang din ha para sa mga mangingiyo, unta man pay, tara na pay, hupog na kapay, hukat lang kapay, in lang pay, pagkasuway tas hindi ay maraming magkakabay-bay unsa man bay tara na bay hubog na kapay hukas lang kapay sige na lang bay pagkasuway tas hindi ay maraming magkakabay-bay sa dalawang mangguguton Wayukan mo mura sa likon Abay mo kaday ay sigbasaway mabuang kubay magsulagaray pagpapapangay ay napigradi ay
Ask for it, then you have it. This September, Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy, 30-minute interview with your favorite social media influencers and content creators levels up. Mark your calendars. On September 20, David Wilde X
Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Catch me on Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy on his YouTube channel on September 20 at 10 p.m. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but since it's at midnight, maybe dirty things. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I guess you gotta tune in to find out. See you.
Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy only on YouTube. See you there.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I hope you can hear me well. This is good evening. This is Medyo Boy. Please let me know if you can hear me well, guys. Welcome back to our show. And again, this is Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy. Today is the 20th of September. And like to say thank you so much for joining and coming over to our show. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring it over. Eat over talaga. Well, this is our favorite biot, so David Wilde X now joining us. So let's see. Let's bring him over. Hi, Ding. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. And do you hear me well?
Can I
Okay,
hear you?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Can
it's
you?
okay.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so
Akong fan kaya.
no worries. Sorry for background noise. The other half here there is doing his work. But anyhow, for first and foremost, I would like to say thank you so much for gracing the event. I'd like to say thank you so much for your time. I know it's late night, but you devoted your time.
No problem. No problem at all.
Before we get started, then, would you like to greet first our friends or is tuning in right now and watching?
Hi mga animal. Thank you for watching me. Bisan kong Sunday. Kaya kung busy mo maglaag no. Bisan kong pandemic. Just kidding.
Thank you so much.
Why you change your greetings from hey mga bayo to hey mga animal?
Oh, it used to be hi mga white uyab, and then
Yes,
I think
hi mga white.
I feel like it just got so long to say, and then actually, so the thing is, I vlog by myself alone now because of the pandemic, right? And so I got so used to directing other people, and I'd make them say the same thing maybe 3 times until until I like it, right? So I do the same thing to myself, and I ended up doing multiple different types of outros, and I just decided to test them out, and I don't know, I really like calling people animals. Yung mga animal man good mo, di ba?
Well, I would say yes, kita. But
Pero
I
isang
like
kayo,
it.
kung why we have forever, at least animal na.
But going to that, I mean, nakay uyab today or nakay uyab karon? I mean, why did it all of a sudden hi boy mga uyab man and not hi sa mga friends?
Actually, so do you believe in the law of attraction?
I do.
So when I was saying greeting people, sending off with bye mga white uyab, I was actually I had a quarantine fling, and then we broke it off, and so it didn't end well. And then I started changing it to bye mga animal, and then
There
we're
you
kind
go.
of talking again, and friends na may balik, but we know walay label and stuff. So basin nakatabang sad na, pero animal bitaw siya, so okay ra sad. So lot of attraction yapon.
Well, anyhow, thank you so much for sharing your private life. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're comfortable of sharing that, but I guess
No, I'm fine.
you're
I
good.
always feel I don't really have anything to hide, and murag sikat sad kay kuno nga, secret kayo akong private life. Pero maybe in the future when things get bigger, I might become more private. But right now it's whatever.
There's a question here. No, David, kinsa man ang animala. Well, probably we could not name him because we're putting him on spot. Is it a
CC.
him or is it? Do you prefer to call him, it, or her?
I call him Shopao.
10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, Shopao lang now.
Gotcha. Well,
You are most welcome. And I would
how are you, by the way? I believe I haven't asked you if how are you during the pandemic.
You know what? Pandemic is it's not something that we should. It's nothing to be happy about. Of course, it's such a weird time in the world. Pero I think I made the most of it. Okay, because of the pandemic, I realized ko kadaghan og useless meetings sa akong life. Okay, so una sige ko gawa sa akong balay kay mag meeting daw, and kaning meeting mga 2 hours ang meeting, disan pwede ra gani 30 minutes. So I ended up realizing daghan kay ko mas save, and I save time, I save money, and I get to do so much more. Like, naka-edit na good ko vlogs. Before, I would always say, like, okay, I'll edit it.
Exactly.
I'll edit it now. Pero when I get home, I'm so tired. Eh, drain biya kayong Cebu sa una. Kaya traffic biya kayo. Like, nobody realizes nga, bisan kung naglingkod ra ka, kapoy biya kayong traffic. Like, even if you're just sitting down,
Exactly.
like, you're so drained just from being around it. And then, now that I'm actually, I'm really just at home. So I got to do so much more stuff, and like I'm happy for it. Not happy about the pandemic, but happy that like I was able to get something done that like I always said I don't have time for.
Gotcha. What will you do on first thing that this will be over? What will be the first thing that you will do?
Get on a plane. That's the thing that I miss.
Well, you're gonna
I
be
love
traveling
planes.
to Thailand?
Dili, somewhere beachy siguro first. Like I don't know when the next time we can travel internationally. Kaya it's medyo iffy pa karon. Kaya like
Mm-mm.
even if you can travel, like I don't know what the healthcare situation is. Kaya, di ba, let's say my last trip to States, I got insurance for
Uh-huh.
my trip to the States. But then now because
Okay.
of the pandemic, I don't know what the situation is internationally kung you can get insurance for traveling internationally. So like maybe honestly Palawan. I want to go
Mm.
back to Palawan. Like I love Palawan more than Boracay. Like sorry if you're from Boracay or whatever, but like lately, ganahan ko kanang beach nga way saba. Like I just like
Mhm.
listening to the sound of the oceans, the waves
Mhm.
hitting the shore. And like the time I went to Palawan was the time
Mhm.
I was like, so mo di ini. Like the fams keep going, I love your country. It's like, okay, what about it? It's like the beaches. Like, oh, okay. And I went to Palawan. It's like, mo di ini. That's why the fams keep coming here. So
Which portion in Palawan to be specific? Is it El Nido or
I went to
Coron?
El Nido, but I want to go to Coron next. And like,
Okay.
there's I forgot the name of the resort, Pleasure Paradise, something like that. But then me and my family were eyeing it, so like, I think we're definitely going there next once everything's fine. Because I don't want to exhaust the healthcare system. That's the thing. People don't
Mhm.
realize like this pandemic is not about you. It's about everybody. It's about the
That's
people who
right.
work in healthcare. Like it's not about you individually.
That's exactly correct. Well, hopefully everything will go smoothly as planned, and yeah, I wish I could go to Coron because Coron is really a nice. I went to Coron. I guess it was a year or 2 years ago, and it's amazing.
Nice siya, no?
As in, maka-proud ba nga?
Paradise.
Yeah, exactly. Not any existing in any where a lot of us are trying to go outside the country. Well, there are a lot of
Yeah,
things
yeah.
pa nga dapat explore sa Philippines.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, like I talked to a lot of international friends of mine, and like
Mm-mm.
as hospitable we are as people, they were saying the Philippines isn't the most tourist friendly structurally.
Okay.
Not that we're not
Mm-mm.
friendly people, it's just that let's say in Cebu, if you want to find
Mm-mm.
some place, maglisod ka if you don't know the place. Kaya wala tay
That's
signs,
right.
oy. It's like there's no
Mm-mm.
signs. We don't have like proper like GPS or whatever. So it's not tourist friendly, but our people are friendly. So if we can find a way to like make it more systematically tourist friendly, then I'm sure like our tourism will bounce back pretty quick.
Exactly, because if you're gonna, I mean, if you're a tourist in Cebu, I don't see any leaflets
Mawak ka,
or
day.
exactly like the map of Cebu itself, di ba? Dapat na yung map of Cebu para at least the city proper para at least tourists will know exactly where to go and what's not because tourists love to walk instead of
Yeah, yeah.
riding a cab.
Bisa ng mga tao nga taga diri, you ask them what street they're on, they don't know the street. They're like, dool sa Ayala. Right? Like nobody knows the name of the street here. They're like, basta dapit sa SM, dool sa Ayala, kanang akbang sa SNR. Like, unsa diyan ang street? Like, we don't know. Sabanos don't know the name of the
That's right.
streets.
Mm. We don't used to call our streets Manggol by its name. We call it near Ayala or near
Yeah.
somewhere.
Kanang sa H&M entrance ba sa Ayala, unsa diyan ang street? I only know it's called Bohol because of Grab.
Bohol Avenue, I guess, or Mandawi Avenue.
Yeah,
I'm
di
not.
ba? See, I guess,
Mm.
dita sure.
That's right. Anyhow, going back to you said earlier that you're starting doing editing again, and so nibalik ka sa YouTube world. What made you decide to go back to YouTube world?
Honestly, like the pandemic felt a little, well, not a little. It was really isolating, diba? And like I think I'm an extrovert that has like introverted tendencies or whatever. So like it was my way of feeling connected with people because like
Mm-mm.
I feel like that way I can share my thoughts, my ideas with people because I was always out and people tell me they appreciate me talking to them because like they always learn something
Indeed.
new or they always feel like their perception changed a little and I like doing that also. So I decided I'll do it on a wider scale. And nakoy like isa ka 4 terabyte nga hard drive puno og footage pero wa ko nag-edit. Then si Alam Garcia, kaila kay ni Alam, di ba?
Yes. Mm-mm.
Bastos kayo ng bayhanan na. Ngayon, sabi ko nga, David, sige, vlog, di siya mo edit, di siya mo post. Sa piste, ano nga alam, ha? Pantay lang kami na.
But you know, you're the one. I mean, when you were in By TV, when you were managing By TV, ikaw yung mag-edit, or what
Yeah.
position were you had?
Oh, so I was executive creative director of RGC, which owns By TV. So like, By TV was actually just an experiment we were doing. So they asked me to like just sit in their office. Here's a bunch of
Mhm.
camera equipment, a bunch of editors and camera crew, and do whatever you want. And so they were just like, they fed me a lot of information about social media, a lot of studies, and they're saying, we know all this information, but we don't know how
Mhm.
to put it into practice. So I've seen your work because I just got off doing Chris's autobiography at that time. And so like
Mm-mm.
the experiment ko. And honestly, at that time, I wasn't hands on with editing, but I would sit beside
Mm.
the editors until like the
Mm.
comedic timing was there. I wrote a lot of the scripts back then also, and I directed pretty much all of the videos when it was starting. And so that was
Mm-mm.
really my role. I was like the guy behind the camera until I decided I like being in front of the camera also. So I want to be in front of the camera now.
And that's where Dare David came into
Oh,
place.
hi, Ason. Yeah, that's why there David happened. Kaya nakapoint ako behind the camera and I like too fast
Mm.
to be at least.
And then, like
Kasi
your
yung way
skills.
out or yung makikita ko sa mga shout. Hello, Ason vlog. Ay.
Thank you so much, Ason Vlog.
No, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, that's okay. That's okay. This is a free week conversation, so you know you can talk and you can interrupt at any time. Anyway,
Okay.
so that's exactly where you were able to get your skills in editing, because your skills in editing is so amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's because I like to watch people while they work. Like that's how I learned Photoshop also. I was watching like other people work. And then when I saw it, and I'm always so curious, so I ask them questions like, "Unsa na nga tool? What does that do?" And like I think it's just putting two and two together. It's like, okay, kung morning ultra key, it takes out all the background. So dapat ngani lang. And then like I think it's just important to know the basics of everything and then you figure out what kind of story you want to tell. I think that's like what people are scared of. Like tools are just like more like makeup, diba? It's like once you know what the makeup does, you know what the texture is, then you know how to apply it. Then pwede na ibutang nimo imong eyeshadow sa imong lips, then mahimo siya colored lipstick if you want. Like I've seen it happen. I've seen makeup artists do it. I don't know kung pwede ka maglakaw-lakaw or magchula ka ng nakay eyeshadow na lipstick, pero bahala ka din na at least nasa Instagram.
Like basic majud ang kanang, I would say, first steps in order for you to learn and to master it, right? Yeah. Okay, and then there were also questions.
Hi Margaret, thank you for
yes,
my contribution. Look, sorry.
Exactly. I love that.
No, go on. Sorry.
Itong imong mask. Were you the one who made it?
No.
Amazing?
So like this whole pandemic, like every time, like I used to work for a lifestyle magazine in Cebu, so daghan kog friends nga designers. And then during the pandemic, sige sila post ng mga mask gibaligyan nila, and like I really love supporting like local art. And so like I every time my friend would post a mask, I bought a mask, and like Pero like feelers ko no, one place to wear it. So I just kept buying things, and I was like, okay, na nakoy PPE pang party, na nakoy PPE pang this, pang that, pang grocery, and then I was like, but I'm not leaving my house. What am I gonna do with all of this? So pang TikTok na lang nako.
But those stuff because I believe it was a product sponsor. So katong mga things
so it's for national DJ.
yeah, katong mga things imong gipangpalit, was it did you shell out anything, or it's really product sponsor and everything?
Oh yeah. No, like so people don't know this, but I actually do buy a lot of the things that I post. Like even if it looks like it's a sponsored post, like I really like put it out. I really like pay for a lot of things because it's like I don't want to be fake about it. I don't want to post things that I don't believe in. Also, like I know not everybody has not everybody can do it, and then of course it's a business, it's people's jobs. But like it's like I also want to post things that I believe in. I want to post things that help my friends, and like the mask is by Axel Ke. She's a designer friend of mine. The suit was actually from June Escario. That was all the way from high school, Panamo. And like I don't know, I just like it's a mix for me. And like if I don't believe in something, like I don't think I'll really post it. Okay? It's like I don't need to. Pero sikat sad kay Koda, pero whatever.
Sikat man ka, how many followers? I mean, like you have more than 10,000 followers in IG, right?
I mean, it's okay. Like it's like because I used to work behind the camera. I'm used to like more famous people, I guess. So I don't think I'll ever think like that famous. Like I'm not Beyonce or like I've worked with a lot of artistas as production. So it's like to me it's just like sorry man ko eh. Like lingaw naman eh for now. But then it's growing. Like I feel like as long as I don't lose sight of it and I put love into it instead of like trying to beat people, then like I feel like I'm in a good place.
But don't you see yourself being in showbiz industry for quite so long?
Like actual showbiz, I don't know. Okay, hindi ko okay ba mo Tagalog day? Like banga bi okay ko mag Tagalog. So like and showbiz in the Philippines. No, I mean like the thing is showbiz in the Philippines, it's really Tagalog. Like as much as like we wanna like be proud of being Bisaya, like the industry is in Manila right now. That was the point of Buy TV actually. Like we wanted to build up the industry in Cebu, and I think like it did help. Like it got noisier in Cebu. Like there were more people who decided to become like content creators, who were producing things, who were making more art. But at the end of the day, the word industry, diba? Okay, entertainment industry, showbiz. So the industry, it's about money. Like we just need more people to know that it's an investable business. Like if you want to invest in a movie, these are your returns. And so like I think people need to understand also nga dapat commercially appealing, di lang art. I mean like it's true, right? Like
that's correct.
Dili na usang starving artists dahil like artists can make a name for themselves, they can feed themselves, they can have families. Like it's okay, it's 2020. Like there's no like, who cares about sellouts anymore? I feel like
That's
90s kind of that term like sell ni sell out siya. Jay, like nasa tayo bills no. Pero dili man libre ang internet dahil.
That's correct, exactly. I'll cut you off there. Let's entertain a question from the comment from AJ Natsume. Can you see that on your screen? I want to ask why nauna on there, David. Lingaw ba ka to? What was the reason behind?
Well, so the thing is, we were actually supposed to. There's a lot of reasons. Like one, like we were gonna focus more on Dave's soap opera because he had one with Malaya, but then like a lot of production issues, so we never really got it off the ground. I also went through depression that time, so like I wasn't really doing anything. Like I really didn't do anything for almost a year, and I was just trying to. I don't know, not really find myself, but I was doing 3 jobs at the same time. I was like creative director doing the corporate accounts. I was a talent, and I was creative director of By TV. So like medyo na burn out ko. Like I think that's like when I look back at it, it's like it was burnout. Like I really got burnt out, and like the weird thing is I got burnt out, and if I tell people I got burnt out, mauwaw ko because it's like
Why?
I'm not like are you famous enough to get burnt out, but like behind the scenes I was doing a lot. So it's like my burnout was justified, but it doesn't look good. Not that that should be a concern, but like that was always in the back of my head. So I didn't want to tell people I got burnt out. And kay insik man good ko. So it's like burnout is such a bad word to Chinese people. It's like as toxic as that sounds. So like when you grow up Chinese, like it's always work, 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 work. Like how much money do you make today? Do you make any money today? You're gonna spend that much money. You need to make this much money. Or like I call it Chinese guilt na kung wag ka gibuhat, magilty ka. Eh, kung naglingkod ka, nagtanaw sa TV, at the back of your head, like, dapat nakaibuhat ka ron. Like, kaning nagtanaw ka TV, nagahimo ka, nagkikwartaan na, or like, it'll always be like, do you want to be on TV? Or do you want to be the people watching TV? It's like, so like, I had to work through that. Because like, it's not always about that. Like, I think people need to find that love for themselves, not to let the pressures of everything outside make you crumble,
And what you did, I mean, how did you overcome that?
I took a break. I saw a lot of friends again. Okay, like the thing with me is when I work, I really just work. Like my friends know that I'll disappear for like 4 months when I'm starting a project. They won't see me. They'll barely hear from me. And like I decided that like I need to be more balanced. So like before man good all or nothing kay ko nga tao. And so like it was great for work, it was bad for relationships. Okay. When I get into a relationship with somebody, all or nothing said kay ko na like
I
I'll
know,
give you my
right?
everything, and then like makuyawan siguro sila no. So like so like I decided na dapat mas balance siya. And I've been talking to a lot of psychologist friends also, and they were saying that like, hey, you need to give yourself a reward system. So let's say you did good today, like you finished all your tasks, you did what you said you were gonna do. At the end of the day, dapat you reward yourself, so you don't end up hating your work. And because like especially today, we're more independent with the way we work. So una, it's like you always had a boss and you were scared of that boss, or you're scared of getting fired or things like that. Today, we're more autonomous. So it's like you have to figure out how to manage yourself. And part of managing yourself is rewarding yourself and like finding a way to adjust when like when you know that the process isn't working.
Yeah, and thank you so much for that insight. That would help our friends who are suffering from depression, because it's, it would cause anxiety, and it would tend to or lead to suicidal, because most of the suicidal are associated with depression, right?
Yeah. I mean, I understand. The thing about depression is it's like people need to understand it more because it's such a commonly used word now. And the thing about words that get commonly used, they get misunderstood. So there are like different levels of depression, and like if you need help, then look for professional help. Don't just like go around and ask your friends and whatever. Okay, like, what do your friends know? Like, they're just people like you. If you feel like you need help, like, really look for professional help. I don't know, like that might become like a monetary issue for some people, but I think there are some resources online that do like help people for free. So like you might want to look into that. Or if you know somebody who might not be able to afford therapy, kay mahal ba yung therapy dahil tag 1,000 per session, like honestly, it's like when I was growing up, naman to eh, like no, go ahead.
All right. What I'm trying to say is that I guess a lot of companies right now are na hotline or nag-offer of hotline for depressions. Because like my previous company, nami
Right.
helpline jud for depression or what's not for self counseling, should I call it. So
Oh, they
I
have
guess nana
mental health hotline.
exactly. So I guess
Okay.
hopefully
Yeah.
to ang atong government will will implement that to our companies nga at least na dyan mga anang outline for mental health awareness, right?
Yeah. I mean, like we also I think what we really need to do is understand it better. Like cuz now that like it's such a hot topic, it gets misunderstood and then some people misuse it, some people weaponize it, some people so which causes other people to like invalidate it. And like what we need to do is stop reading tweets about it and start googling. It's like don't get all your information from tweets. Like Google something and like once you do that, at least you'll understand it more objectively. Don't try to understand things based off other people's opinions. It's like bahala ang opinions. Like read, Google things. Stop reading tweets. Google things.
That's correct. But you don't also need to be like self-dependent sa Google or online because there are also a lot of
Yeah.
misinformation or fake news. So I would say
Oh, for sure.
at least na kay someone to talk with or or professional na you can talk with to double check sa information whatever you get from online as well.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. I have a question, D. Thrown out earlier. Unsa si David on a normal day? Like, we know that daghan makita nimo on a daily basis right now sa IG, but what is David on a normal day?
So like I have a routine. Like my morning routine is my most important routine to me. So like kay di ba smart home na ko akong room, and so I integrated it into my routine. And I've been doing this routine for like 5 years. What I start with is I wake up and I play an affirmation hypnosis, which is just like things like today's a great day, like you're amazing, things like that. Like because you want to start your day hearing those things. A lot of people will start their day by picking up their phone and they'll scroll through their news feed and then they'll see something they hate and that's how they start their day. I don't look at any news feed till like much later. So I start my day with doing that affirmation hypnosis and then I play the same free songs every morning. Number two always change depending on like what year it is. But the one song that still plays is Chance the Rapper's Blessings. And while that song plays, I say what I'm thankful for. And then I make coffee and then I write in my gratitude journal. And after that, I go through the day. And then every day is different. Every day, like some days I'm shooting, some days I'm editing. I need to make sure I work out. Like it's not thing every day, but like some sort of exercise a day. And like that's it. Like the rest is a variable. I don't know what time I'm gonna sleep. I don't know who I'm gonna talk to that day or what I'm gonna do. That's always different. But the first thing in the morning, those things are always the same. And even when people were working with me, like if they know I just woke up, they knew it was like an hour before anybody's allowed to like talk to me, get any information, get any instructions. Like they knew I had to do that ritual at the start of the day.
And
yeah, that's my day.
And I'll lead to my question: how are you as being, or how strict are you being a manager or a boss? Like, if ako imong employee, unsa si David?
The thing is, like, when somebody was under me, I think everybody has the potential to be like whatever they want to be, right? So my first thing, actually, so like I can give you a little secret I used to do. Like when I hired people before, I did the Rubik's Cube technique. So instead of like, because whenever you do interview questions, I hate the answers people give you during interviews. They sound like they're in a beauty pageant. It's like, Kachar said he won't answer that way. Like, what do you want to, like, what's the best thing about you? Like, my strength, my this, my that. It's like, the Kachar way. So I always think the most important thing is to check someone's attitude. So what I did was I'd bring a Rubik's Cube and then I would break the Rubik's Cube apart in front of them, or like mess it up, and I'd give it to them. And I didn't care if they could solve the Rubik's Cube. I wanted to see what they would do when they're given a challenge or a task. A challenge with pressure randomly. And so, like, since the things I want to hear them ask is like, am I allowed to use the internet? Can I use Wi-Fi? Because when I hear that or see that, it's like, okay, this person has initiative. They know where to go. They're not afraid to ask questions. Unlike somebody who will be like, somebody, wait, what does this have to do with like the interview? If you can get past that and see somebody has a good attitude, then the rest is me getting rid of the bullshit in their head. Because everybody grows up with so much bullshit in their head. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're this, you're a girl, you have to do this, you're whatever, whatever. And like, I don't believe in any of that. I think you are the story that you tell yourself. So I tell them, like, you need to rewrite the story for yourself. Like, what is the story you tell yourself? So, yeah.
I got you.
It's a lot of, I think before.
Go ahead.
Oh. No, I think before, like, magilty ang people under me because I would go home the latest all the time. So, like, they would always, and it was also a thing of mine, like, I have to work harder than everybody else so they know that they can't, like, that they can't slack off. Because if I slack off and they see it's okay, then they'll slack off. But now, like, I feel like I'm more balanced. It's like, I'll tell them, hey, I need a break. Can you take over this? And then I tell them, if you need a break, let me know. So I'm less insik about it, I guess.
I guess that's just in yung blood, kay, you know, insik man mo, di ba? Well, right now, I know na for a fact.
Oh, you're gonna ask a question?
Yes. For a fact na you are preparing for something, which is you're into music right now. What also made you decide na mo go back into music? Because I guess I'm not sure if, correct me if I'm wrong ha. Nag-release ka one song which I played earlier. Why all of a sudden stop to and then that time?
Well, the truth is, it's always been music. Like, I've always wanted to do music, and like, I have never. You know, the thing is, living in the Philippines and growing up in the Philippines, the pressure for singing is so high because we have like the best singers in the world. Like, honestly, I really do think we have the best singers in the world. Because like, you look at like compilations of like world best singers on YouTube. There's always like 5 Filipinos in it. Always like Morissette or like Regine or Leia. And so like the pressure to be a singer in the Philippines, I feel like everyone's so will scrutinize your voice. So I was never comfortable with my voice. Then I decided, like, you know what? Like, I don't believe in natural talent anymore. I realized there's no such thing as natural talent. If you're watching this and you want to do something, you're going to have to put the work in and trust the process, and it might not happen overnight. That's what you need to understand. Because I grew up thinking, like, my friends who can sing were just naturally good at singing. And, like, I realized that's not true. That's not true. They had strict teachers. They did all these things. They did it behind the scenes. So when they presented it to you, more like dachoris sila or like amazing kayo sila. Pero they did so much work. And so I decided that, like, you know what? If I don't do this, I will always regret it. So I decided to work on my voice. I took voice lessons in Rock Republic, and then I've been training more often until I got comfortable enough to sing in front of people. And so we're releasing music soon, and of course it's still in my like the way I do things. Like, everything has to be like, has a little bit of humor but still be artsy. Like, it has to, I think, change your perception a little. Because to me, it's like, if you're putting something out there and it's not gonna have an impact on the way people think, then it's like, why? You know, why add to the noise? Like, if you're gonna add to the noise, make sure it's something that like people will better themselves from, or at least think differently, or open themselves up to.
I'm so excited for that because, as what you said earlier, it's not something na kana siyang ibutang na diha out of revenue. It's something that you work on it because you love it.
It's been like, everything about my life, like I've been working towards that. I feel
Mhm.
like, when I was a kid, I would always be on stage. I'd be dancing, I'd be performing, but then
No
in the back of
wonder.
my head, yeah, like as in like I was the bayot kid in school nga, like all the girls are dancing and ako sa kalaki din ha. Sa kabayot na sa middle of the stage and ang uban babae nagsayaw Christina Aguilera, mga Britney Spears, and like in the back of
You
my
know what?
head, it was always after you graduate high school, you're gonna give it up because you're gonna focus on business. You're gonna take over your family's business. But like what happened was like it was
Mm,
the urge to perform was too strong. The urge to
mm-mm,
create was too strong that like
mm-mm.
my family decided that like you don't have to join the family business. Like we know that like your
Wow.
thing is really being creative and performing. But like if we need help, you have to help us. But like apart from that, like go do your thing. And so like
Mm-mm.
once I got that go signal, I was like, okay, fuck yeah, like I'm gonna go for it. And my
I love
mentality
your
is like
family.
I mean, it took a while. Okay, they weren't happy about it at first.
But at least, like, as we all know, all Chinese people, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
most
No, they're
most of
more
it,
strict
even.
about it, definitely.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. But
okay.
like, I think like Chinese families now are a lot looser. Also, they're not the traditional like manopo movie kind of
Mm.
Chinese anymore. And like, tungod siguro sa internet sad, like more open. Like, not everybody has like the Last Supper in their dining room anymore or whatever.
Going back to what you said earlier, so I was so like so hesitant to ask you a question. Na, were you really out
Yeah.
during elementary and high school, which you said earlier? So dili day ka nag-struggle sa imong wa kay identity crisis, or
No,
should
no,
I
no, no.
say?
So here's the thing. Like, I was in the closet for a bayot kay ko.
Mm,
So, like, I think the weird thing is when you're in the closet and you're super gay, everybody talks about you. Like everyone's like, why can't he just come out? Like, frustrated sila for you. Like frustrated na ka, mas frustrated pa dun sila. And then like you end up being like the talk, like everybody likes making libak about you. And like
mm.
when I came out, and they're like, oh, okay, bayot siya dito. And then, like, I thought it was gonna be a big deal. Some people were gonna
How
hate
did you,
me, but like,
sorry to cut
huh?
you off. How did you came
No, no,
out?
no.
Like, was it
So
publicly, or
dramatic. No,
Ka-
dramatic kasi nga story. So like, my biggest problem before was like growing up. My friends were always girls. Like my best friends were
Mm-mm.
always girls. And then when I got into like later in high school and college, I think because guys were scared to be friends with me, and I became closer to a
Uh-huh.
lot of guys. And like, kay tinuod lang, less dramatic bitaw ang mga guys. Growing up with girls, there was always drama. Daghang kay
That's
glibakay.
right.
And then like with guys, it's just like guys will tell each other to fuck off or they'll fight. Like when they fight, like some bagay or whatever. Not that I
Mm.
condone that, but like it's a different dynamic being friends with guys, diba? So like uh every time I got close to a guy, they'd think I
Mm-mm.
was dating him. And that was so frustrating. It's like, because this guy's just my friend. Like, bahala, oy. Like, more guapo sa chanda, whatever. And so, like, um, I ended up, like, fighting with one of my guy friends because of that.
Uh-huh.
Because people thought we
Mm-mm.
were, like, dating and whatever.
Mm-mm.
And so, like, I decided, you know what? Bayot man jud ako. Like, I'm sure ko bayot jud ko. So I ended up just telling my family, and like my mom grabbed my hand and then like
Mm-mm.
told her, "Mommy, I'm gay." She let go. It was so dramatic. I was crying and stuff like that. And then when I look back, it's like, look, load ano yung story.
But were you thankful
Drama
na,
kay ka
you
ba?
know, but were you thankful na at least dili kay struggle lang imong, being you, and then during elementary and high school, you were identify yourself as you jud, like, showy jud ka.
Like, I honestly now it doesn't feel like a struggle, but back
Mm-mm.
then it was a huge struggle. Like it was really hard, and like I think what that gave me was empathy. Like I
Mm.
think people are always asking me like I don't not to say I'm a good person or anything, but like I know I have a lot of empathy and I can understand people and where they're coming from more easily than other people. And that's because I was in that position. I know the
Mm-mm.
feeling of being trapped. I know the feeling of being helpless. And I know the
Mm-mm.
feeling of hating yourself. And so I think because of that, it allows me to relate to people more. Like people will tell me that I'm not a snob. People will tell
Mm-mm.
me that I'm really open to other people, and that's because I know how it feels like to be on the other side of that, and I
Mm-mm.
don't want anybody to feel like that. Like a lot of my friends tell me we're friends because in a whole room of people, I was the first person to talk to them. And to me, it's like, yeah, like, why not? Like, you look lonely, like, nobody should feel that way. And I think it helped me. In the long run, it worked out. But back then, it was hard. It was hard. It's like not easy. And I'm glad, like, today we have Pride Parade. Brands are
That's
more open to Pride. Even though, like, people try to argue, like, oh, it's consumerism. It's like, you know what? Like it's progress. Like you might
that's
not like
correct.
where it is now, but remember in the 90s when people hated us? Like this is so much better. Let's quit bitching.
That's exactly correct. And thank you for sharing story of you, because there are still a lot of people who are still struggling, and the
Oh,
good thing,
definitely.
mm, the good thing there is like if we can share at least, mahappy sila, and as you also know, nagsulputan karon ang mga BLs, and that also
Yeah,
one way
yeah.
of, I would say, hopefully ang Philippines and Filipino people are trying to adapt, and then welcome ng tanang nga environment.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if when we were growing up we had
Mm-mm.
BLs? We would be so different. We wouldn't have
Exactly.
this like I feel like part of being gay before was like chasing something that you didn't have in high school that straight people had. Because you
That's
didn't have
correct.
the puppy love, cute, like boyfriend, girlfriend stuff, right? Okay, like
Mm-mm.
we had a different like story. And so a lot of our 20s ended up trying to chase what we were missing in high school. And I think that's
Correct.
why like even me, like I would say a lot of gay people maybe gay millennials or older, like we cling on to youth longer because we were
Mm-mm.
like, to be honest, we were looking for that. We're like, how come straight people
That's
get to
correct.
do that and I can't? And so like we were trying to hold on to that. Um, this is gonna be a little more serious, but like the gay community is very sexual, and like people are like, why are gays so sexual? It's like it's exactly because of that. Because we were repressed of it growing up, and then now that we have our freedom, like we chase it, right? And like
That's
I think
correct.
one message I need to tell like people in our community is like
Mm-mm.
you need to know that your value is not based on your sexual attract like how attractive you are sexually. Your value is not based on how much sex that you have,
Mm-mm.
because we didn't realize that like we were using sex as a scorecard. Like a
It
lot
should
of
not
us,
be.
right? Like gay people, a lot of gay people don't realize that. Like you were like we were using sex as a scorecard to be like to determine our value. And like I think if we had things like BLs and like things that
Mm-mm.
expose us more to like being gay and understanding it, like of course BLs are very like beginner level of being gay, right? Being gay is more complicated than a BL, but like
That's
it's a good
correct.
intro to it. But like
At least.
if we had that, we wouldn't be in. Maybe we'd save ourselves a little bit of the heartbreak. So I'm for it. Like some people think it's straight baiting or queer baiting or whatever, but it's like baby steps. Like it's better than what we had yesterday, and we can keep going forward. I think that's the important thing. We can keep
That
going forward.
that's exactly correct. Well, thank you again for sharing your thoughts. We're more than 30 minutes already, so I
Oh,
guess
sorry. Babawsay ko na.
no, that's okay. What I'm just worried is your time, because I valued your time. So my commitment to you is only 30 minutes. But the conversation is healthy, and I don't want to cut it off. But let's go back to your should I say your music?
Yeah.
When should we expect it to be released?
Hopefully end of October. Like
Mm,
I want it end of October. I can't release during Christmas. Like
yes.
everyone's in Christmas brain. So it's like
Mhm,
I think end of October it should be done. Like we're just working on two more things so
mhm,
that like when we release it'll be consistent. Like honestly, it's not a creative problem, it's a logistic
mhm.
problem right now. Because of the pandemic, we weren't able to record, we weren't able to produce something. So like that's why if you guys watch my haul video, I was buying equipment because it's like
That's right.
I can't be stuck at home and like not being able to produce music because I didn't have the equipment for it. Because music's not like vlogging. Like the thing
Yeah.
about vlogging, it's like you can use your phone to create something. Like, of course, with music you can also, but there's just like I would say like a bigger quality checklist. Because in a vlog, we excuse a lot of things. Like we like honestly coming from like traditional media, going into new media excuses so many things. It's like not everything has to be perfect. The lighting doesn't need to be perfect. The transitions don't need to be perfect. Like it's really focused on the story, and it's really you appreciate a vlog more when it's homemade looking. With music, like you kind of need that thing to last forever. So you kind of want it to be at its best, or like
Correct.
at least to a certain standard. So that's why I had to invest in equipment.
Okay, great. And would this be in Taglish or
No,
is it
it's
something?
gonna be in English. It's gonna be in English. Like as kanang mas comfortable na ko mag-Bisaya, pero I realize mas articulate jud ko mag-English.
You
So
are.
like yeah, so it's like at least I can get all my feelings in English then.
And probably you would do Bisaya challenge. I guess
for
that
sure,
would
for
that,
sure.
that would be a good content for your YouTube Bisaya challenge.
I will.
You
I
should
will.
not be.
Actually, I'm planning it soon. You guys will see like a full Bisaya vlog from me. Bisan kong
Wow.
baga keng accent na ko, bisan kong gutaka kong Bisaya, pero sige na lang.
The last question probably before I let you go. How I mean, I guess a lot of us were wondering why kiwaw kayo ka magbisaya. Were you raised and grown up in US or what's
No,
the story
no.
behind?
I went to an international school here, so like everybody, it's you think I sound weird. I'm just one of like 400 people who went to my school that sound exactly like me.
Okay,
So I went to
gotcha.
a really small school. I went to CIE, and like it's actually a British school, but then like I don't know, like we just didn't speak Bisaya. Nobody spoke Bisaya in my school, or like
That's
when we
correct.
spoke Bisaya, it was just like bad words or like kanang mga trendy words. Like when like saying like ganun na enter was trendy, we were all saying it as if like with a thick ass accent too, and like we were the kids in Ayala that like everyone made fun of because like we had full on suits for our uniforms, and like none of us spoke Bisaya until college. Some went to like USC or other colleges in Cebu, and so they had to like learn Bisaya quickly. And then the rest of us learned it at work. And so
Okay.
karon napakoy ka ng baga pa jud kayong accent nako. And like me, it's like, you know, do I have to fix it? No, it's okay. Like, bahala na. And it also helped me learn to not care about accent. It's like I don't care if somebody has a Bisdak accent when they speak in English, right? It's like kung makasabot ko nimo, okay ra. Like this isn't an exam, dili ni TOEFL, dili ni IELTS, bahala on say accent nimo, bahala kung like di na kadimao imong grammar, but as long as we understand each other, we're fine.
But were you thankful nga were you thankful nga dili ka kay mo Bisaya or was it any disadvantage sa imong part or what would you say?
I think if you look for something to be grateful and the advantages of any situation, you will find it. And if you look for the disadvantages, you will find it. So to me, it's not that I'm thankful for it or I think it's a disadvantage or an advantage. It's just that because of this, my mind was different from a lot of people that I started working with because we weren't exposed to the same things. But also, every time I talk to somebody and they introduce me to a concept, like there's like Felicia the Goat or something like that. Like I don't know, some Bisaya kids cartoon. Like I didn't know what that was growing up, but now when I saw it as a grown up, I was like another ani. So it's always like, oh, it's a cute surprise. Like there's always something new. So it's just like a world in the world that I was living in. That was like, or like it's a world adjacent to mine, and I was living in the same city as all of this.
And you know what, the talking to you and hearing your insights. I know we've been talking quite some time, not totally talking, but chatting.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of insights from you, and with this conversation tonight, daghan pa jud kay kag na share nga, you know, not just me ang maka-learn, but also our audience can relate to it. And thank you so much again for always sharing your insights.
Of course, of course. You know, it's like all we can do in this world is help each other out because it's like, you know, you can't take your money when you pass on. You can't like all we leave behind is the rest of the humans. And so like did we leave the human race in a much better place than it was than when we were here?
Mm. Pwede na jud ka mudagan og presidente.
Ayaw lang dahil mag-lisod. Lisod dahil. Lisod na dahil.
Well, anyhow, I guess that would be it for tonight. But before I let you go, I would like to put you on spot. Say anything that you would like to say to our viewers. Any parking words that you would like to tell
Hi
them.
mga
Right?
animal. So subscribe sa akong YouTube kay Kapoy Big Edit ha. Like as in Kapoy Big Edit ha. Kanang uban creators cut na sila. Kidding, no? I mean a lot of my creator friends say like kita sila nga grabe jud ang editing nako. So subscribe kay Kapoy jud. Follow me on all my social media at FreeTeenC Music because I will be releasing music soon. Kaya nang tinga siguro mo nga ano FreeTeenC Music pero yung music yung channel. Like basta you will see it. I promise it'll be good. And when I promise it's good, it is always good. Like mo nang promise nako. So thank you for having me tonight, Medyo Boy. And seriously, follow me. I mean, I'm sure you're already following me.
Thank you guys so much. Will we be? I mean, your fans will be the first to see it. Do we have the preview before you will release it to the public?
Yeah. So right now we have a Facebook group of my top fans, and like Medyo Boy is in charge of it. We'll talk soon. Like I want to do a preview with you guys, of course, like pandemic safe, and like I want to see what you guys think about it before it's actually released. So,
so excited on that, and I'll hope we can also do another online meetup before we will do the preview of that. Anyhow, thank you so much again for your time. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. No words can ever describe how grateful I am sa imong your time and everything. You know na sa imong gipangbuhat sa ako and what's not. Thank you so much, D, again, and have a good one.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Bye.
Bye. Bye, mga animal.
Bye, D. There you have it, guys. Our friend David Wilde X, and I hope na enjoy mo sa conversation with David. Please do not forget to join us again next Sunday with Bethany Gale. She or he, how should I call Bethany? Let's take it. She will be our guest on the 27th for Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy. Want to say and thank you so much for tuning in to Chasing James, then Glycer Vlogs, and isa mag-shout out sa ako before kumugog. To Ma'am Louie Fernandez, to Freshan B, to Sincerely Bethel, Filar Filapel, who else? Agin Natsumi, Lisbongs, Jiju Life Adventure, Margaret. Thank you so much, guys. Ason Vlog. Thank you so much for dropping by earlier. And the dentist is out. I guess that would be it for tonight. Thank you so much for spending your night with me every Sunday. We'll make sure that we'll have content creator or social media, social influencer to talk with us so we can get insights from them and anything under the sun. This has been your friend, Medyo Boy. Goodbye for now.
ask for it, then you have it. This September, Midnight Talk with Major Boy, 30-minute interview with your favorite social media influencers and content creators levels up. Mark your calendars. On September 20, David Wilde X
Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Hey yo, what's your favorite bio? Catch me on Midnight Talk with Medyo Boy on his YouTube channel on September 20 at 10 p.m. I don't know if we're gonna talk about, but since it's at midnight, maybe dirty things. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I guess you gotta tune in to find out. See you.
Midnight Talk with Major Boy only on YouTube. See you there. Correct, then you have it. This September, Midnight Talk with Major Boy, 30-minute interview with your favorite social media influencers and content creators levels up. Mark your calendars. September 6, ng Adorasyon.
Hi, may gabi kanyang tanan. This has been ng Adorasyon, ha?
Margaret, September 13.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Margaret, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so by clicking on the subscribe button below and tapping on the notification bell so that you will be aware of new uploads.
On September 20, David Wilde X
Hey yo, what's your favorite bio?
and Bethany Gale on September 27.
Thank you for calling customer service. My name is Bethany Gale. How can I assist you today?
Midnight Talk with me boy only on YouTube. See you there.